Omo, after watching Villarreal versus Sevilla, as a Ghanaian, I want to claim Aquadams so hard. If I were to give Aquadams a Ghanaian name, it would be Akor Adams. Look, Aquadams is so good. His back-to-back goals have saved Sevilla from relegation. Sevilla have moved away from relegation. A team that were battling relegations a few weeks ago, they're in contention for playing in Europe. If Sevilla play their cards very well and favor locates them, they will play in Conference League. That is the power of Aquadams. Look, if FIFA can do something for Ghana and we can transfer players to our national team, let's go in for Aquadams. Aquadams is superb. Aquadams, my Ghanaian brother, Akor Adams, you are the savior. Looking at Sevilla, if they have to thank anyone, it has to be Aquadams. Look at that game they played against Espanyol. It had to take Aquadams to move from the bench, come into that game and score the winning goal. They won by 2-1. Just look at today. Villarreal versus Sevilla. 3-2. A good comeback because Villarreal were leading that game by 2-0. Aquadams scored the winning goal. So back-to-back goals, it has been marvelous. Looking at the way he has the grace on his head, I think he's that guy. And I believe he deserves a bigger team next season. Aquadams has a total of 10 goals this season. 10 goals this season, which is very, very impressive. That is the main reason why I want to claim him. How many Nigerian players or how many Super Eagle players can brag of having 10 goals in the Spanish La Liga? Only a handful. Now, let me tell you something concerning that very, very quickly because it's very, very important. Statistics and numbers do not lie, as they usually say. So, guys, quickly, let's jump into it and take a look at that. Now, Aquadams, according to reports, has 10 La Liga goals this season for Sevilla. He becomes the only fourth Nigerian to reach double digits in goals in this competition, joining Christopher Ohen, Ike Uche, and also Finidi George. As I said, how many of them can brag? He has joined a long list, a short list of Nigerian players. So Aquadams is doing an amazing job. Look, he's the savior for today. Look, if Sevilla has to double someone's money at the end of the season, it has to be Aquadams. The grace on the boy's head is crazy. Because that game, I was asking myself, Sevilla are really in need of this point. Villarreal are already having a place in UCL next season. They really don't need the point in today's game. So I was asking myself after those two goals by Villarreal early in that game, I'm asking myself, what at all is Sevilla going to do about this? What at all does Villarreal want to achieve at the end of the game? Only for me to watch that game. That first half ended in a 2-2 draw. Yes, first half alone ended in a 2-2 draw. 4 goals in the first half. He had to take the magical grace of Aquadams second half to score the winning goal. And that was it. And I love the fact that Aquadams did that. But one will be asking, Adam, why did you go and watch that particular game? For me, I was much interested in that game because of Thomas Partey. Now, before this game, Villarreal's previous game, Thomas Partey started. And I was really excited about the fact that he started for Villarreal. Today, he came off the bench in the 60th minute. I don't know what is wrong with Villarreal fans. I don't know the relationship between Thomas Partey and the Villarreal fans. But I don't get the reason why they are booing their own player. It makes no sense to me. I thought we had gone past this. But today, it did not make any sense. Anytime he touches that ball, they were booing. What sense does it make? I really want to understand. And I think Thomas Partey has the strongest mindset I've ever seen when it concerns a player. Looking at what he's going through off the pitch. Look at what Thomas Partey is going through off the pitch. And to receive that kind of reception on the pitch and to still play very well composed, it only tells me the kind of mindset he has. I'm a Ghanaian. I really want to see Thomas Partey play, get more game minutes, be in shape, be in good form. Mentally, he needs to be very strong because we are going to rely on him at the World Cup. But looking at him control a situation like that just gives me this notion that even if we go to the World Cup and it happens like this, Thomas Partey will not fidget. Thomas Partey, just like a Ghanaian can be your African brother because he's my brother. And I don't like the fact that he's going through this. Even though he has not been found guilty, people have already pronounced him guilty. It's just crazy. Allow the court to do its job. But I'm not going to lie to you. In the midst of all this, Thomas Partey played very well. You'll be surprised. The guy knows how to handle himself under pressure. As much as in that game I wanted to watch Thomas Partey, I ended up falling in love with Aquadams. So at the end of the day, it was a win-win situation for me. It was a win-win situation for Aquadams in Sevilla. For me, I wanted to see Thomas Partey get game minutes. He had it. He came into that game in the 60th minute. He had enough game minutes. Because before this game, let me tell you something concerning Thomas Partey. Before this game, he had only played 874 minutes and has stayed on the bench for 2,276 minutes. It's crazy. So for me, every small game minutes for Thomas Partey looks like a very big deal because you are going to the World Cup. It is very important. For Aquadams, excellento. As I said, as a Ghanaian, I want to claim him. I wish FIFA would have a way that countries that did not qualify for the World Cup can lend players to countries that qualified for the World Cup here in Africa. And I think Ghana, as much as we are claiming the Lookmans, the Osimens, we need to claim Aquadams, Akor. Good player by our standard. 10 goals in the Spanish La Liga. His back-to-back goals have been winning goals for Sevilla. And currently, as I said, from grass to grace, they are in contention when it comes to the Conference League if they play their cards right. You understand my point? So this is one of the most underrated games that we play today that I know a lot of people are going to miss. But this game had a lot of things going on. The script in this game was just too good to pass on. You understand? It's just rather unfortunate that a player of Aquadams caliber is not going to the World Cup. I always say this: Nigeria has too much firepower, star power not to go to the World Cup. It's just so sad they were not able to go. I just hope that they get things right. They make it their sole mission to go to the World Cup, because World Cup, Ghana going there alone is not really nice. If we can turn our banter to the international stage, it would be very beautiful. But once again, Aquadams was superb, and today he was the savior for Sevilla. But also, Thomas Partey showed everyone that he has a very strong mindset. Looking at the hostile situation he was in, he still played very well, very composed. I think Ghana can still rely on him despite what is happening to him off the field. So guys, I'm going to end it here. Let me know your thoughts concerning it down below in the comments. Thank you very much for watching this. My name is Adam. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go bye.